Well, hello, beautiful. How are you? How have you been? How was your week? Let me know in the comment section. And I actually really want to know how you felt, not just good or bad. Like, why? Did you observe your thoughts and your feelings? Did you actually try to see what is really behind the curtain? Because this is so crucial for our daily life and sometimes we forget. And so when we are practicing this every single day, and this doesn't have to be with anyone else apart from yourself, then we are helping ourselves to stay more balanced, okay? And it helps immensely. But today we are going to look into a special topic which is about control. Are you someone who likes to control? See, I can identify myself very, very much with this topic because I used to do that. It gave me a lot actually to control things. Now, let me just share a couple of things on how this has played out in my life and why I changed, right? I mean, if something works quite well, why would you change? Maybe you already know. So let's have a look into this. My name is Patricia. I'm a certified life coach. And if you're new on my channel, then I'm super happy that you found this video. Click the thumbs up if you actually enjoy, and also leave me a comment and share your ideas because ultimately that's what this channel is here for. And be aware, there will be soon actually a possibility where you can join the members group, and this gives you a possibility to interact with me even more than now. And so I'd love if you join. More infos will come soon, so stay tuned. Make sure to get this notification on so you're all the time informed when a new video drops or a new post is here, okay, for you. Now with this, let's actually start. And yeah, get ready with a pen and paper because it's always good if we can learn straight away because it's applying right away and seeing what is true for you and what resonates. And then when you actually write it down, it helps you to gain this little extra aha, and that's just learned on the way. So it's really simple, really easy. Let's go. Well, where should I start? I mean, most of you already know my history. And so, for those of you who are new, let's recap. Not all of it, just like a slight glimpse. I was growing up in an environment where I extremely felt unsafe. So I didn't had the protection really, and the protection from my caretakers, teachers around me whatsoever. At least it didn't give me what I actually needed, which was emotional support. And as soon as we are kind of missing something that is depending on our survival, we start to cope, okay? And I'm sharing this with you because we all have this. And so our caretakers are never really able to, fully close this gap on our needs. However, you got to be aware of how has this played out in your life, you see? Because now in this adulthood you're still repeating what you have once learned, and if you don't really like that, then it's a time to observe and it's a time to look into those things, because that is ultimately going to learn you and show you that you can change. And so you're not what you have learned. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions, but who are you, right? And so when you are on this search, you start to really see all your patterns. And one of my patterns was I like to control. Why? because it gave me some kind of security. Now I don't mind controlling like people from the outside. I mean control by having scenarios in my head and how I would react. Okay, worst case scenarios. Okay, plan A to Z. Like I had it all rolled out, and I was kind of like, okay, if this happens, then I go this strategy. If this happens, I go this strategy. And I had this all played out in my mind because it gave me this kind of inner security. Now, this may have helped me in childhood, you see. It may have helped me because I was pretty much put in situation where I was kind of not in position to choose. Okay, I wasn't able to choose in the first place, so I had to go to this school. I had to go and see, I don't know, this and this people. You know, as a child, when it comes down to choice, you're quite limited. At least I experienced it that way. Maybe you grew up different and you have still the same kind of pattern than what I'm just announcing here. So this control has played out in many scenarios or areas in my life where I just would do this. Okay, and so I was controlling my life to not go a certain way, and I was trying to kind of predict what is happening. As we all know, that doesn't really work, you know? So I had all these plans and I was prepared. I tell you, I was prepared for literally all the drama. I was pretty good, you know. I mean, I could have wrote many movies, you know. So now I can laugh about it. But it took me so much energy to roll out all these plans. I would stay awake in night or at night to actually make those schedules in my head on what to do when. Okay, I would have all kind of scenarios and I would use my energy to protect myself because that was the only way how I could protect myself. And so now as an adult, of course, this played a huge role, as you can imagine. And the truth is that we all have those kind of patterns. Now, this pattern actually prevented me as a child from quite a lot. It was very useful. Okay, so I'm not going to put it down. But as an adult, you get this extra choker where you actually choose. You have a choice in which direction you want to go. As a child, as said, you are quite limited in that sense, okay? You have to quite follow on what your caretakers want you to do in a sense of this is, you know, quite rolled out for you. As an adult, you're pretty much free in decisions when it comes down to where do you want to live, do you want to go to a new school. I get the point. Yes, you need cash, blah blah blah, but let's put it as you have more choices. Okay, you have more choices where you can choose. So this actually means that all behavior is not required anymore. And you have to understand that when you go into this control mood, by the way, I have seen quite a lot of people doing this at work, where they're playing out kind of worst case scenario. What happens when this and this person leaves? And you know, they would like go really big on this, and nothing of it has ever happened. But they're preventing or trying to prevent themselves on feeling unsafe. Now, this is a core need of every human being, that we want to feel safe. We want to feel deep within protected. Okay. Now, this protection though doesn't come from the outside, so you cannot prevent and feel safe. You see, that means that you're seeking safety from outside, which, you know, doesn't really work that way, right? I mean, then something else comes and you're again like, you know, oh. don't forget to love about yourself, huh? This is important. See, just because you're doing it doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just because you're doing it doesn't mean that it's your fault. It doesn't mean that you are not good enough. It doesn't mean that you're at any level lower than anyone else. Okay, it's super super crucial to understand this. Now, when we are in this protection mechanism, okay, and we are, trying to kind of survive, right? I mean, that's all it is. It's surviving. We try to predict the future, and that cannot be known. So what you have to do, actually, for me, was really hard. Okay, so don't blame yourself if it doesn't work in the first place. I had to learn to let go, and I had to learn to be more free. You see, for example, when I see an opportunity that I haven't really imagined, I wouldn't say no. But before, I used to say no because it was not in my mind, the plans, right? The plans. It wasn't rolled out. So I wouldn't have chosen it because it doesn't go in my master plan, right? I mean, I had rolled out my whole life on how it needs to look like. Guess what? Nothing of all of this did come. Nothing, okay? Or, different than I imagined, okay? And so that's the point. You got to go with life, but being open to see what is available for you instead of swimming against the storm. I mean, you're using your energy the wrong way. Now, what we cannot forget at this moment is most of this time we actually work with the inner child when we are talking about safety, okay? It's our root chakra. If you're unfamiliar with the chakra system, it's our base chakra, which is actually allowing us to feel safe. It's the first chakra that goes online when we are born, okay, or after we are born and we are getting babies and so on. It's the first chakra that goes online, and it's very useful to work with the energy system of our body. Now, sometimes people are like, huh? What do you mean? Energy? Really? What is that? Well, you see, I thought the same. And at one moment, though, I didn't really care anymore because I felt if I learn something that is helping me, I don't care if it sounds weird. Okay, so this is what I'm asking you, to be open, to be curious, and to start to read more about this. Now, I'm not really talking about chakras in this video because this would just explode, but in any case, it's about the safety that needs to be spoken, okay? So the behavior you have because you're seeking safety, that's something, but then there is also your inner child who is really worried that this part isn't taken care of. And you cannot avoid that because else you're just suppressing how you feel, and that's not gonna make it better. So I actually recommend at this point to really, really, when you have this control issue, okay, like, and it gets really tight, that you are really, really sitting down and start to write down what is this control actually doing for you? Like, how does it make you feel? You see, you're always doing it because it gives you something. And what is that? And how could you replace it? Because it's not working. Okay, so we have already figured out it's not working. Okay, you cannot predict the future, so you got to find something else on how to feel safe from within. So ask your body, how can I support you? Ask your inner child, how can I support you? And I really mean this so serious. that there is really no doubt. You can even stand in front of a mirror or something like this. You gotta ask yourself, what do I need to feel safe from within? And you will hear the answer. I promise you, it's gonna come. Maybe not on the same day if you have never done this. However, your inner guidance will actually tell you what you need. Okay? And so when you start to really understand, okay, well, I'm doing this because I'm looking for safety. Well, then you know that by controlling everything, it makes you feel very tight. So that's not the solution. So you're looking for something else. You're looking for clearing the base chakra, for example, okay? Helping you to release what can go, okay? Doing some healing work from the past is incredible helpful. Like, why are you doing all of those things? Start to question yourself. Start to be open, start to be curious, but don't judge the way how you feel, because it's okay to be there. See, any emotion like this that is heavy is just trying to show you, hey, there is something you need to look into. That's all it is. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just there. And it's up to you if you're actually looking into this or not. But it's not to judge, because there is nothing to be judged. You're perfect the way you are, but you choose how you want to live, okay? You choose to live different. And so that's massive, okay? That's massive. All right. So I think with this, I'm actually going to let you go. Leave me a comment and, let me know how this is actually going for you. How is this working for you? And as well, I want to say at this moment, if you're looking for a one-on-one coaching, because you see, you don't have to do it by yourself, but you can start by yourself, because those kind of questions are actually opening you up for coaching already, which is already super, super helpful. And with this, you can already go into the direction where you want to go, and in which direction you want to work with me, because that helps me to see, okay, here we have to do this and this and this, okay? So get curious about yourself, get to know yourself. It's so important, and it so helps you to find all those opportunities, and being more open to the flow of life and accepting that there is magic everywhere. It sounds so weird, but it's so true. When you look outside and when you see what is possible, I mean, did I ever thought that I'm doing videos like this? No. You see, I never thought I'm going to do that. Or did I ever think that I'm having this career? No. Like those kind of things sometimes come to you very in an irrational way. And so therefore, you cannot possibly know what is going to come. So you have to make sure that your heart is open enough, your mind shuts up at one point where it's not allowed to step in just because it doesn't need to make you afraid, okay? It just wants to survive. Your mind is sometimes a little bit contracting, or your ego, I have to almost say, wants to make you feel safe. And it does what it knows. And so therefore, it was great in the past, but now, because you're more responsible in your life, you can do more and you can expand that thing, okay? You can expand on what you know. And for that, you actually have to listen a bit more to your heart. And it's hard for people in this life because we are not used to do that. So be open, be curious, and don't judge yourself. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget the notification bell, and also hit that subscribe button, because, maybe there's another video for you next time. See you around. Bye-bye.